everyone, I'm Danny Rules and this is Authentic Awakening. Welcome back for another session. Okay, so where do I start? I've been away for a while. I haven't been able to do any videos. I've been feeling completely overwhelmed and I've really been struggling. And I reckon a lot of you guys have as well. These are crazy days, and despite what's going on externally, what we can see in our world, locally and internationally, there's a lot going on in the stars and in energy as well at the moment, and a lot of ancestral patterns and core wounding, childhood trauma it's all being brought up now, and we're all suffering in one way or another from childhood trauma, and yeah, we're all on this lineage of ancestral patterns, and this is collective stuff. So we're, generally speaking, those that are conscious and those that are awake, we're here to make the changes. And as I've said before, now more than ever, what we're doing internally is changing the external world. There's some transitions going on at the moment, and I've never ever felt anything like it in my life. It's the 16th of June today. There's been some really heavy Mars and Pluto stuff going on. There's been a lot going on in Capricorn, obviously. Capricorn. And we had a really powerful eclipse on a Sagittarius full moon. And yeah, and it's been bringing up a lot of stuff, and there's massive transformation going on. And transformation generally doesn't really happen without ripping your insides out, okay? Especially for me, I'm Scorpio, so you know, for everybody at the moment, the collective, okay, so it's going to be bringing up stuff. Whatever you give, it's never enough. You can never give enough, so you just feel completely hopeless. You feel like giving up. You're exhausted. You just feel like the whole world expects something from you, and no matter what you give, it's never ever enough. Okay, this is collective. We're all feeling it. Okay, it might not be as raw and brutal for some of you as it is for others, but it's there in one way or another. And you know, the lockdown, so being trapped with our families, not having the escape that we would normally have, even for those of you that have money, and you know, and have a reasonably bigger house or whatever, you're not going to be feeling it as bad as like somebody who's cooped up with 4 or 5 kids in a flat, you know, a 3-bedroom flat or something. But for all of us, this is bringing up childhood stuff. As children, we were really restricted, and we weren't just left to wander free and do whatever we wanted to do. And I think there's just been so many triggers, astrologically and just generally from, well, everything's tied in. But yeah, okay, so what can you do? Go into those feelings. Like I always tell you, be present, okay? It might feel strange, it might feel hard work. That's because if you watch my parts therapy videos, you'll understand that we're made up of different parts, and these are exiles. They're parts of ourselves that we've abandoned as we were growing up, parts that weren't accepted by a family unit, by society or whatever. We've exiled these parts to try and fit in, so we've abandoned these parts of ourselves. They're still very alive and they're feeling very wounded, and it's these parts which are coming up now, which is creating this transition. And what we need to do is we need to be present with these parts, okay? You're going to be feeling really probably quite electric and scatty, because each part is surrounded by protector parts that are trying to make you avoid looking at that part of yourself. They're there to distract you. The protector part has always protected you, or protected the exile from you, or vice versa. And it doesn't want you to be present with the exile because it thinks that you can't handle it. And it's, yeah, because that part wasn't accepted. Okay, it's time to become accepted, and it starts with you accepting yourself. So be present with the protector parts to begin with. Tell them that you've got this. Recognize what's playing out in your life at the moment, okay? And recognize the pattern from your childhood. If you can't see the patterns, go with your emotions. Just be present with the emotion and stay present with it, and it will reveal itself. Even when these protector parts try and distract you, just tell them, look, it's really important, give me some space, stand down for a bit, and you can reassign the protector parts to hold space for you to be present with the exile, with the wounded part of yourself. So stay present with that wounded part. It's probably going to feel quite strange and uncomfortable, but that's okay. That's how that part of you felt when you were younger, okay? So just tell it, look, I understand, I know how you feel, I know it's weird, I know it feels uncomfortable, I know it doesn't feel safe, but you can trust me, I'm here for you, okay? Help that exiled part gain trust within your conscious part, or your present part. When these parts come into play, they're very, very real, and they feel very, very from the present. Okay, it's really important to recognize when you have been triggered. Your prefrontal cortex goes offline. So your prefrontal cortex is your conscious thinking, it's your reasoning, it's your logic. And when we merge with the trigger, we become quite illogical, very overreactive, over emotional, okay, but it's not without a reason, okay, and that part of you is completely justified to feel the way it does, so give it recognition, understand where it's coming from, be really compassionate and loving, and create space and comfort for that part of yourself. Work with it, ask it, what does it need? What can you now do to make it feel better? This is a time more than any to be so present and so strong and stable for yourself. Strong and stable doesn't mean being emotionless and being strong. It means accepting the emotion, letting it run through you, let it process, okay? It's trapped because it never processed stuff. Let the emotions flow. Just be there and stay with it and recognize it, okay? And when it does eventually process, it'll be integrated and it'll come back in to you as a whole, and it'll probably go to play out at times, or it'll go to another level, but this is how we heal, this is how we integrate. And now, okay, just by you doing that work, we are changing so much in the external world. So hang in there, okay? You were put here for a reason, and it is a very powerful thing to be able to go into your emotions and hold space and give yourself what you need, okay? So give yourselves a pat on the back and recognize that the work you're doing on a multi-dimensional level, and it's for the greater good of the whole universe, okay? And sorry, I've been a while. I will try and get some guided meditation or hypnosis videos up when it's just trying to create time. I am struggling at the moment, and I really want to make this transition to go from my building work into my psychotherapy, do some workshops and things like this. You can find me on Facebook, so please try and find me on Facebook and message me. 2 mornings a week I'm going to be giving free therapy, and that's on a Monday and a Tuesday, and I want to be there to help anyone who's struggling at the moment. So feel free to find me on Facebook, contact me, and subscribe and like the video. Okay, guys, I'll see you again soon. I promise I won't make it as long last time. Sorry for the delay. Thank you. Bye-bye.